We're back. It's Friday evening again. We're going to interview Jake. He is one of our members here. For how many years have you been a member of Lancaster County?
8 years.
8 years.
Moved out here in '04.
Okay, very good. And
1804.
We've got to get Don out of here. This is Hillcrest. They have the stand. He has all the carving tools that you would like to have, but we'll get into that later. Tell us a little bit about what you carve and what you like to carve. And
well, I like to carve caricatures. As you can see, almost everything here is a caricature. I'm a big carver and not such a big painter, although the things that are on the table that are painted, I actually did paint them. Some of them are pretty old. This little pig here goes back probably into the 80s.
Okay.
This little pig here is just from a couple years ago, and it's an unusual pig in that it's also a whistle.
Yeah.
Very good.
And it was done in an evening class out in Branson, and it was the funniest class I've ever been in my life, because about 5 minutes into it, one guy had his whistle blowing.
Really?
And for the next half hour, all you heard was as everybody else tried to get theirs to blow.
Wow.
Never happened. It did happen, but it took quite a while.
And Mr. Frog.
Some of the turnings are mine. This is a tiny little bowl made out of spalted maple from a tree that used to be in our front yard in Hatboro, PA, done in '87.
See, there's proof, people.
Proof, and that's just actually turned on a shopsmith blade.
And did you carve all the utensils inside?
All the utensils are carved. They're mostly I think every one of them is maple.
Okay, very good.
Maple, and I made the little stool. And this is another thing from that maple tree, a little box.
Oh, nice.
And it warped when I let it dry out to the point where the top stays on if you just turn it a little bit. Otherwise it'll fall right
Pretty
off.
good. Pretty good. And you never planned it that way,
Never
right?
planned it that way.
See? Sometimes when you don't plan things, they work out the best.
Some of these things are for sale. This is a tiny little picnic set I made years and years and years ago. That doesn't have a date on it. And it's just pieces of scrap wood.
Very nice.
I just have a lot of fun carving. I make some things that I've seen. I make some things that I just make up in my head.
How did you learn?
My grandfather was a carver, and my cousin, who's about 5-6 years older than I, is also an instructor. And his name is Ed Zinger. He lives in Kansas. And he badgered me to the point of finally going out to Kansas and joining one of the seminars that he puts on in Branson. And ever since then, I've sort of become addicted to it.
Something caught my eye here, Jake.
Yes.
Explain what the 3 guys at the bar are doing.
Now that is not mine.
Oh, it's not yours.
That's actually Andy DePace's, along with the surfer. Okay,
and he's the one that sets this whole...
He is the coordinator and
of the
chairperson of our show.
Andy
does a marvelous job.
Andy puts lots and lots of hours. I just asked him the other day how many hours he thought. He said well over 200 hours to set up. Sure. And his wife said she thinks it's even more. So
that wouldn't surprise me.
No, but he puts a lot of dedication and time into our show.
There's one done ages ago.
Oh, nice.
That was done in '92.
There you go. See? And you said this is your new edition?
This is a new edition that I did at a Don Deeroff class. And I not only carved it, but that day we actually painted it.
That's pretty good.
And that's what has people just talking all around town.
Wow. Well, Jake, thank you very much for sharing your love of wood carving for everybody to hear and to see.
Thank you for coming.
Take care.